So this is chapter 10. It's page 42. A garage. Arthur still had no idea what to do. He wandered slowly down the gravel alleyway toward the building. It was your typical brick garage with one of those big corrugated metal doors. Someone had painted the address over the door, and they hadn't done a very good job of it. Long drips ran down the bricks, so the numbers almost looked as if they were melting. Since none of the address was visible from the street, Arthur wasn't sure why anybody had bothered. On the far side of the garage, Arthur noticed another door. It had a real doorknob, at least, which gave him a little bit of hope. Maybe if he knocked on it. As he stepped over broken bits of concrete and coils of rusted wire to reach the side door, he tried not to think about how dangerous all of this seemed. An out-of-the-way garage, a run-down neighborhood, nobody around. He knew he should probably go back home and call Officer Billy or the judge or somebody. But if he complained, it was possible, no, extremely likely, that they'd send him back to juvie, which was worse, wandering around deserted alleys or having rusty razors held to your neck. He knocked on the side door cautiously, just a few knocks to see if anybody answered. No one did. He pounded on the door a little harder and tried the doorknob. It didn't budge. Feeling more irritated, he walked around to the front of the garage and banged his fist on the corrugated door, which turned out to be a really dumb idea because the door was freezing cold and a lot more painful to hit than you'd think. He could hear the hollow thumps of his fist echoing inside the building. If James Hampton was working inside, he was either completely deaf or ignoring him. Arthur didn't spot the grocery cart until he was about to give up and leave. It was sitting at an odd angle, jutting out from the side of the garage nearest the street. As he stepped back from the corrugated door, he saw it out of the corner of his eye. He was pretty sure it was the same cart the junk man always used when he came through the neighborhood, the same one he'd been pushing when Arthur hit him. There was something taped to the front of it. Arthur walked over to see what it was. Just like the note he'd found underneath his father's hat a few days earlier, this message was written on a scrap of cardboard. It couldn't have been there long because the cardboard was mostly dry and the ink hadn't smudged yet. Arthur didn't need to guess whether the note was meant for him. Someone had already written his name at the top, spelled Arthur, followed by the words, "Please collect." The rest of the note was a list. In square capital letters like a kindergartner's printing, it said, "Arthur, please collect. St. James list of the 7 most important things. 1. Light bulbs. 2. Foil. 3. Mirrors. 4. Pieces of wood. 5. Glass bottles. 6. Coffee cans. 7. Cardboard." That was when Arthur began to realize he hadn't just been sentenced to work for the junk man. He'd been sentenced to be the junk man. All right. I don't